Okay, it says I'm live. So it's about 12:33 in the morning. I'm just not getting in. And I feel like I've been out all day, which I kind of have. I've been working, taking breaks, coming back in. I probably took like 2 naps today. But of course, this is because we're getting ready for the blue light activation. Plus, those of you who signed up for those classes, we've been actually doing these classes. So every time, and I'm just going to run you through this, just in case you want to know, I'm here in the dark. Like I said, I had a very long day and I just want to sleep. But of course, if I don't do this now, I'm going to forget about it. So every time when I do classes, I prep myself. Okay. I get myself in that mood. And even when we do the live stuff too, I get myself in that space. And sometimes old stuff comes up, like my experiences, what my emotions are like when I learned the information that I'm sharing with you guys, the ideas that were going through my mind. And even going into offering classes. That's one reason why I wanted to offer classes, because I wanted people to become hungry for more information. So, once you learn, you just want to keep going and keep going and keep going. So, like I said, that was my intentions and my goals when I first started classes. Also, I feel that some of the information, at least the basic stuff, everyone has the right to know the basic stuff. And the basic stuff is beyond candle colors, oils, herbs, days of the week to burn candles on, seasons. It's beyond that. I think even basic information is knowing how to write a petition. And because, like I said, writing a petition is not just about putting words down on a piece of paper, but I'll leave it there. A lot of spiritualists, come from different paths and different modalities. I love that word, modalities. So, of course, if they're from a path that's kind of denominational or restricted to a certain area, then their petitions are going to be a lot different from those of us who are non-denominational and who have, you know, jumped into the cosmic wave of knowledge. Okay, wanting to know more. So, of course, I want to start this off very quickly. Um, Starting with, because I smell my food in there. Ooh, girl. So I want to say this. Starting off with the blue light, because I've been getting so many emails about this. And of course I said, let me do a live. I actually want to do a live dedicated to only going over that. And maybe we'll do that like a week or two prior to it actually starting. Like I said, there's no dates for that. I want to start it about 2 weeks after the payments are finalized, which is February the 5th. So 2 weeks after that, I want to start it. No, you do not have to dedicate your time as far as, being available hours a day at a time for those whole 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. But you definitely have to be able to put away some time. And I would say at least 15 minutes a week. If you have at least 15 minutes to invest in a week in this will definitely be beneficial to you. And of course, you could, maintain your privacy, because a lot of people are concerned with that. When we do group things, they're like, I don't want anybody to see me. I don't want anybody. So we're okay with that too. You can definitely maintain your discretion. But of course, I need to see you. I need to know who I'm dealing with. I need to know the type of energy I'm dealing with. And that's just what we're going to do. So going into this very lightly, okay? The blue light activation. And maybe we could even go into, okay, you can, I'm going to encourage you to do this as well, okay? We're going to do, we are going to do, this is what we're going to do. We're going to give you what Google say, right? And then we're also going to break down, excuse me, you need to sit down. Yeah, honey. we're also gonna, hold on. You always gotta sign in here when you get on here. Uh, okay, I'm typing one now. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so going into the color blue. Of course, the color blue is the darkest color. Okay. And of course, blue is the color of spirit. Okay. Flat out, layman's terms. But according to the dictionary, okay, there's uh, an adjective blue, a noun blue, and a verb blue. Okay. And all these meanings do apply. Okay. And some of these meanings we're dealing with it. We're meeting the situation where it's at, and then we're going to reverse the process. Okay. So blue, adjective of a color intermediate between green and violet. Now, as you know, green is the color of the heart chakra, and violet is the color of the crown area, soma. Okay. Third eye, that area. As of the sky or sea on a sunny day. Okay. The number 2 definition of blue, adjective informal, of a person or mood. Okay. Melancholy, sad, or depressed. And of course, that's where we're meeting some of you at, in that depressive state, that sad, hopeless, there's nothing beyond this point state. Okay. And of course, I want to throw in there, this is perfect for anybody out there who's gotten work done with other people, who've had classes with other people, who had counseling sessions with other people, and you left feeling some type of way about that. This is the perfect event for you, because remember, I want to do this collectively, but everybody's session is one-on-one. And this is about realigning. This is about correcting blockages that have been put on you by yourself or by other people. And in this process, we're also going to be doing readings. So we're going to identify your possible obstacles and optical illusions. Come on in here. Okay. Going into the noun blue, blue color or pigment. 2, a small butterfly, the male of which is predominantly blue, while the female is typically brown. So, going into that butterfly effect, butterflies bring positive energy. Okay, wherever they go, the flutter of their wings, the flutter of their wings actually changes frequencies, especially if they're abnormal. And it makes them have a more calming effect. Very simple. You can look up butterfly effect. There's so much information out there on that. Verb, make or become blue. The light dims, bluing the retina. And then, of course, 2, historical, wash. You wash white clothes with bluing. Okay, and you should know that if you don't know that. Spirituality, blue powder, azul balls, even the liquid blue will get your white clothes back to motherfucking white. Okay. Okay. So that's it for that. So going into blue, of course, my approach for the color blue was more so on a I won't say an etheric level, but more so on a healing level. The blue light is very relaxing. A lot of people suffer from anxiety, stress, mental clutter. Okay. The blue light relaxes you. Okay. It releases that. It helps to balance out energies. Blue is also connected to emotion, as the color red, because we talked about this before. Okay. So going into the color blue, like I said, the color blue is the darkest color in the color chart. And of course, it is the color of productive or productivity. Okay. It is connected to the planet Earth. Okay. And it also brings you back to reality. Okay. So going into Earth and how Earth, where Earth stands with you. Obviously, you're on the plane called Earth. As you said, Earth is not a planet, as none of these places are Saturn, Jupiter, Mars. These are planes that you can only get there by other means. So, going into this, I wanted this program to basically reawaken your purpose, reawaken your eyes to see why are you here? What lessons are you here to learn? And even going into past life regressions and stuff, what I've been keeping from you guys is something very serious and I think important. And of course, we'll save that for after this because I want to keep it focused on the blue lights activation. Come on in here. So going into that, you are on the plane called Earth, and you have lost your origins. You've lost why you're here. You got caught up in the stuff about you being a man, you being a woman, you being fat, you being tall, you being Jewish, you being straight, you being gay. You've been caught up in that stuff, and it actually distracted you from your main purpose of why you're here, why you're even existing on this plane, especially in a certain particular time frame. So going into that, the earth is also connected to your solar plexus. Okay. The solar plexus is the highest, okay, chakra or level of consciousness, okay, or also known as the solar plexus, also known as the chakra, the energy that governs the lower self. So when you become detached from that force of energy, the reality of Earth, this immediate reality, this current situation, you then begin to fall. And one example of people being disconnected with Earth and not really understanding why they're here is, and going into this, because sometimes people think I'm talking about them and I'm going at it, or I'm reading them down, and I'm really not. As I said before, me being, someone who is over the age of 30, I'm 32. I've never put a joint to my mouth. I've never, did anything, popped a pill, put anything in my system. And I've been through some shit. But going into being, disconnected from the earth, things start to happen. You start to fall from grace. You start to do things that will put you back in hell. And as we always say, we came from hell. Okay. We came from hell. That was the first place. Hell is a state of mind. Hell is a consciousness, because heaven is also a state of mind. But you fell and you grew. You understood how it was to be in the middle of the earth. You understood what it was like to be in hell. You mastered that. You got out. You've mastered the inner earth. Okay. You've mastered even where we're at now. But something happened where something got reset. You thought you were ready to go into the higher levels, the higher planes, even moving into the heart chakra, also known as the fourth dimension, and you failed. So now you're right back here, and you're still trying to trace your steps. So with this blue light activation, I wanted to reawaken. I wanted to reincorporate. I wanted you to understand that everything in this life that you want, everything in this life that you feel you deserve, okay, is there. And everything that you feel you need in this life, especially when it comes to friends and a man and being laid, all that stuff is within you. And you lost that along the way because, of course, people wanted to do the opposite. And that's why I talk about like the reality of of things, where people stress that marriage, there's two things that we fight over. Well, there's multiple things that we fight over. But I think it goes into race because, of course, we're all seeking our own identities. I think religion, because we're all trying to reconnect to our source, because religion is a culture, okay? And it does trace back to a lineage as well. And then we also go into politics, which once again, that represents your left and right hemisphere. And also, you once again use that to retrace your steps. And then we also go into the fundamentals of class, rich, poor, gay, straight, because of course that's classification as well. That's in, there's a word I'm looking for, but of course, bitch, like I said, I'm tired. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. I've been out since 10 o'clock this morning, honey. I'm drained. But going into that, we get so caught up on marriage and stuff and not knowing that that is a business. A lot of the rules that have been implemented has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with your ancestors. It has nothing to do with spirit. It has everything to do with man and his idea on how he is going to incorporate things. And that's just the truth of it. That's just the truth of it all. So we get so caught up in a whole bunch of stuff, not just forgetting ourselves, forgetting how uniquely designed we are, forgetting that we are individual souls having an experience. So of course, man, and see, this is why we fell in the first fucking place. You know, they want to go against the rules, the divine order. Okay. So that's what we have with the color blue. Blue is also connected to spiritual power, okay? Because I want you to have your spiritual power back. You hear me? A lot of people are jumping from spiritualists to spiritualists, persons to persons, and I'm with spirituality because spiritual power also deals with sexual energy. So a lot of you guys give it up to whoever you want to give it up to, and that's fine. Whether the man or woman is worthy of it or not, you don't really give a fuck. As long as you busting something, they bust something, you okay with that. So I wanted you to get that back. Going into even spirit, it being connected to spirit, I wanted you to find your purpose, to find your worth, okay? Finding who you are, finding that balance, okay? Retracing your steps, okay? And that's why I wanted to. Going to even the color blue, of course, it deals with water, emotion, intuition. It also deals with dreams. It deals with the subconscious mind, and it deals with the divine feminine energy. And that's what I wanted to incorporate. Like I said, this program is allowing you to realign, get the kinks. Think of this as a spiritual massage. Think of this as a spiritual chiropractic session. We're here to realign some misaligned situations. Okay, come on in here. We're here to clear out some things. And that's why I say, you know, it takes a lot, it takes a strong mind. And that's why I said, even I say 15 to 20 people to join, because I know that many people are not going to join. And I know that based on stats. Okay, stats so many levels, but I know a lot of people are afraid of becoming who they're meant to become. They're okay with being the fake them. They're okay with being the them that everybody else wants them to be. Some people are not ready for change. They say they are, but they're not. Some people actually fear change. They reject change. They'll do anything that they can to not face it. Some people are okay with being sick. They love living in that filth that they're in and the sicknesses that they're in. They're not interested in anything, even going into investing in themselves. Some people will send a man $1,000 versus investing $100 in themselves. And even for, women too. Some men will send a woman thousands of dollars before he invests $100 in himself. So, like I said, I wanted to make a very powerful opportunity very, very affordable. And of course, a lot that I've been through, the things that I've been through, there's techniques that were passed on to me by my spiritual teachers, but also my psychologists and my therapists, to where I'm like, listen, these exercises work for me. Yes, these people were trained. I mean, psychology helps with a whole bunch of stuff, but the exercise that they gave was so simple. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to do, and they're very powerful. And I said, I want to do that. I want to offer that. And once again, I'm not in the business of just giving stuff out, because a lot of people don't really take it serious. I could just give examples, but like I said, I won't right now. But people, they don't really take advantage of things that's for free. And that's just my opinion about that. So why are you on my lap then? Why are you on my lap then, honey? Why are you on my lap then? Anubis got on my lap and he over here kicking me and shit. Why are you on my lap then? Anyway, so yeah, it's like I said, this is the opportunity for you to get some healing done, to get some, obstacles removed. This opportunity for you to get insight on things that are blocking you. This is about spiritual blockages. Okay. I'm telling you this right now. Okay. If you're wanting to do this only because you're after a man or after a woman, if you're wanting to do this only to prove a point, then I recommend you not do this. I think that this has to be done for you. Okay. And of course, especially, and I always say this going into people who have children and stuff, like all of you matters to your children because everything that you are is everything that they will become. And I want you to understand that. I want you to understand that. So even if you possibly come from bad roots or trauma, when that healing process happens, then you could unteach it in your children because, of course, it's in their DNA as well, but you could unteach it. So, like I said, this is what this was about. I went on a very deep journey of healing. And at the same time, I was on YouTube. Okay. And we're talking about from 2018 to now. And I was going to honestly take a break from YouTube. Okay. I was going to not even be on YouTube for a while to really get myself together emotionally, physically, and spiritually because I was not there. And even like I said, right now, there's still some things that I'm not interested in doing. I'm not interested in partaking in because my life has changed. So, but going into this deep healing, it reset a lot of things within me. It reset a lot of things within me, and it also awakened things because I lost my purpose for a while. I lost insight on what it is exactly that I was doing, and of course, that's what happens when things bleed over from your mental bodies into your emotional bodies into your spiritual bodies. It's like a domino effect. Things start happening. So, I was just like, ooh, I can't, I won't. And like I said, I embarked on a journey and I did a lot of healing work. 12 months. Okay. 12 months of healing, dedicated every single day. I woke up early. I went to bed late. I did things I didn't want to do. I went to places I didn't want to deal with, that I didn't want to go. And I did it because I had to. It was for my greater good. It was for my greater good. And I spent more than $140 for that whole experience. Okay. On the bright side of it all, I got the healing that I needed. On the bright side of it all, I've got connected with people. I needed that type of connection. And also, I was able to help people out. And also, I was able to invest back in myself by going to school. And of course, if you don't know, like I said, the biggest secret is I am in school for hypnotherapy. Come on in here. Hypnotherapy. And I'm taking hypnotherapy. And for those of you who know me, I've been talking about this for a while. I said I wanted to get into hypnotherapy so I can help people get to basically retrace their steps, get into a past life regression, access, these files that are stored away, and for you to see what it is. And so this is why, the classes that I've been offering in the past 6 months, this is why there's so much information being put into them. This is why people are having changes just from the classes. Even going into, like I said, the blue light activation, it's all of the techniques that I've learned that I've been doing, not even just for this past year, but prior, reconnecting. I was so into the physical stuff. I lost sight of the other stuff. And like I said, I have to go back to my roots. And that's what it was about. It was reconnecting with who you are, your purpose. And I tell people, like, I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to meet friends. I'm not here to build a following. I'm not here for that. I'm here to give people back their power. Okay, because I was one of those people that had their power taken from them. So I got my motherfucking power back, and I wanted people to also get their power back. Even going into answers, and as I said before, like, my life was not that traumatic because I came in here with a sense of purpose, and that's why I've been so independent my whole life. But I did have some roadblocks because, of course, people projecting things on me, and you're not good enough, and you're this and that, and you're an abomination. And of course, the people who mattered, were like, no, bitch, you are somebody. And that kept me going. And, two of my biggest supporters that come from me, my blood, of course, is female, and they are, my mother and my sister. And we'll keep it at that. Now, of course, I still have support from males and shit, but anyway, we'll keep it at that. So like I said, this is really, really life changing. This is the reason I wanted to offer it in the beginning of the year, not the end of the year. I was actually going to offer the blue light activation earlier, like I want to say around Samhain, but I said no. Beginning of the year is perfect. Because two things I want to throw out that's very fun facts is this month or this year, 2020, there is no full moon on the number 2. We're going to keep it at that. There's no full moon on the number 2. Okay. Second thing is in the month of October. Oh, come on in here. There's 2 full moons in the month of October. Oh, y'all not ready for that. October the 1st and October the 31st. As we know, Halloween is a celebration of the dying process, the death of the sun. So this year until 2023, because we've been talking about this since 2016. See, a lot of people paid attention. Some of y'all didn't. From this year until 2023, you are about to sink or motherfucking swim. And that's what it comes down to. You're about to sink or you're about to swim. Ain't no floaters. Ain't no what they call it, raptors? Bitch, what they call that? Bitch, I don't know. Rafters? There ain't no rafters. There you go, rafters. I've used that word a long time. Ain't no rafters, girl. You're going to be sinking or you're going to be swimming. And a lot of things are going to be happening. But like I said, this year is a very powerful year. And you better utilize it, bitch. You better utilize it. You better utilize all the energies that you can get this year. Going into even while we were even talking about the Nephilims and stuff, just a little light step. Do you know that all the instruments that we have used on this planet, okay, in this plane, do you know that they all are connected to celestial energies? Do you know that they all are connected to celestial sounds? And going even into that, we know that this breaks down to angelic powers. Going into even talking about Satan being the angel over music. It's so deep to even realize how great and powerful you are. Even being on planet Earth, people want to be other places so bad. And I think a little bit of that is homesickness. But people know there's greater. So they're exploring. Oh, I got to get. But in reality, everything that you need from the alpha to the omega is right here. It's right here. It's happening right now. You're seeing it right now. And this is why I love looking at things from a spiritual perspective, because you get to see how everything unfolds before it actually unfolds. And I'm saying that to say it all have a reason, all has a purpose. And when you try to stop the flow of energy or the flow of the spiraling of the universe, the spiraling of the galaxy, when you try to stop it or reverse it, that's when you start having problems. You have to trust that all things happen according to the will. Come on in here. Oh shit. The according to the will. So, like I said, we have about a good 12 days until February the 5th. If you're interested in realigning that energy, you're interested in removing blockages, you're interested in finding yourself, you're interested in getting some insight on some things that's going to basically lay the foundation for the new you. Because we've been talking about the new you since the new you have been here, right? Every new year, new me, new year, new me. It's about time that you step into who you really are and stop letting people tell you that you're royalty because of your classification in this plane. Do you not understand that royalty statuses go beyond the physical? Do you not know that? Do you not know that every label that we have here on this plane, every label, every title that we have on this plane is even beyond this plane, and it's there for a reason. Some things have been, I think, revised. I think definitely so. Like mixing the color black and the word black with shit like that. I think that is. I think there's a lot of shit going on with that, but we know why. Because things just have to happen. And of course, we were tracing our steps now, but stop letting people tell you that. Okay. You are a king or a queen when you learn how to be the head and not the motherfucking ass. Okay. You being a king and a queen has nothing to do with anything outside of that. You want to be a king and a queen? I think you need to act like it. Okay. And that's just it. And that's to anyone that it applies to. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Okay. But I know that's what I'm here for. Okay. I'm here to get back to some tea. So like I said, check out the blog spot, Two Spirit Mystic or twospiritmystic.blogspot.com, the number 2. It'll be in the description box and you can read more about it. Like I said, if you want me to do a video kind of going over a little more in depth what we'll be doing in the blue light activation, then of course, comment below, type the number 1 we'll do the number 2. Oh, come on in here. We'll do the number 2. Type number 2 and we'll do a video dedicated to explaining that more in depth. So yeah, like I said, that's what all I really want to talk about. Oh, and then about the class too. Come on in here, Larry. I know that's right, Warrior. How you doing? I know that's right. Come on, Lady Kaka. Yes, good morning. About the class, okay. So the Summers of Conjure class, maybe, see, I be in it, y'all. Like when I get on YouTube, there's a process. Sometimes I just click on. Sometimes I prepare myself, then I click on. If I just click on, I usually just go in. What comes to mind, I speak about it. Some things I was supposed to be talking about, I end up not talking about because it went over. Now I'm like, fuck. So if I did say for the Summers of Conjure that there is a class next Monday, okay, like a live class, disregard that. When we do our live, okay, when we do our live reading after the sections are done, okay, then of course we'll go into the then of course I'll need to know your availability. Hope you guys are all available at the same time. But as far as the presentation go of the Summers of Conjure, the one we're currently on, no, there's no live class. So you don't got to worry about it. Don't stress yourself out. You don't got to take no days off. You'll get it in the same format you got the other parts in. But yeah, I wanted to clarify that because I'm like, I don't know if I said that or not. And if I did, I don't want to give out any, I don't want to confuse you guys. Even going into something that says someone asked something about the Nephilims. Okay, so here we go. So they're like, okay, so if we're all our descendants of Nephilims, if we all are descendants of Nephilims, and witches are descendants of Nephilims, then how is everybody not a witch or something like that? I know they're asking. They were basically asking if everyone is descendants of Nephilims, and Nephilims witches have the blood of Nephilim in them, why are you saying that everyone's not a witch? And like I said, everyone has spiritual intuition. Okay. Everybody has intuition to a degree. Okay. Because everyone is descendants of angelic blood and human blood. We'll keep it at that. Okay. Because if you were not, then you'll be walking around here as something else. Okay. So going into that, everyone, okay, going into classification of Nephilims, or they call it the orders of Nephilims. Some of Nephilims, or some of the orders of the Nephilim, dealt with certain things, as you would think of workers. Okay, you have janitors, you have cooks, you have housekeepers, you have truck drivers. It's the same thing with Nephilims. Okay, everyone do not have the ability to tap into the frequencies and vibrations of the earth, let alone any other planetary energy. Okay. Everyone does not have the ability to, feel the energy of crystals. Everyone don't have the ability to feel the energy of herbs, benefit from oil infusions and stuff. And they don't. Because I know people who, I used that and it didn't work for me. I used the oil infuser and you told me to use grapeseed and it did nothing for me. And I'm just like, honey, that's so odd that it did not work for you, but it worked for everybody else. But so, like I said, that's just one example. So everyone is a descendant of the Nephilim bloodline. Which bloodline? That's your question. Which bloodline are you? Were you a part of a bloodline that was pushovers, that were basic and phony, whatever, who had maybe the gift to cultivate? Maybe their gifts were to know how to pick which herbs to supply for a higher order, but as far as having that ability to do work, nah, because I said before, your life will always give you the example of that. And trust me when I tell you this too, it will lead you there much sooner than later. Going even into the process of what's going on now, as mentioned a while ago, after 1987, okay, something happened. Okay, there's ages that take place. If you do not know, I'm sure you know. If you're on my channel, you know about that. Okay, every so often, I think it goes anywhere from 15 to 33 years. Okay, and it may even be 13 to 33 years. There's a cycle, right? A cycle much bigger than, how would I say it? Compared to the seasons changing. Okay. So a cycle where there's an age, a new dawn, right? So a planet will have more influences over this culture or this generation. Okay. So going into that, something happened. Those people who were born between the years 1972, okay, and 1987, and it may even be 1976 to 1987. But either way, those who were born during that time frame, okay, were supposed to be ushering in a hyper race, okay, a race of people that, of course, still looked like they were human, but their energies, the energy that is naturally within them, right? Their essence of who they are was supposed to be much higher. Okay. It was supposed to come in, it was supposed to be re-changing things, seeing things, these people were supposed to have a stronger intuition, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so fast forwarding, something happened, and people can talk about crack being distributed. They could talk about all the stuff that happened. Yes, that stuff did kind of, interfere with that, because we know that drugs shut down. Okay. Drugs. Can anybody say it with me? Drugs shut down your pituitary and your pineal glands, including cannabis. Okay. The smoking of that, THC, The higher the THC, the more quicker or the quicker it shuts your shit down. And the higher the THC, the higher you get. Come on in here. So it shuts down your pineal gland and your pituitary gland, which is your entering and exiting point. As we talked about before, the pineal gland and the pituitary gland resembles a penis and a vagina. And what exits out the vagina and the penis? A lot of stuff. So going into that, these beings that were born was supposed to be just there. And a lot of people who were born during that time frame and after, so we say 1972, and this is not putting anyone down who was born before 1972, because those people, some people were still born intuitive and spiritually inclined and stuff. But after that year, 1972, spirits start wanting to come in here quicker. They wanted to learn their lessons. They wanted to learn their life goals. In fact, many people talk about new life schemes came about. And that's why the older people who was possibly born like in, we'll say 1930 something, as they get older or they're seeing things change, because in what 70s they're about to get 40 something, they start seeing things change. They're like, what the fuck is going on? A major shift. What's going on? So like I said, new schemes are coming out. You know, the regular schemes were Tom, Dick, and Harry. We'll use that as an example. And all of a sudden, Mary Jane and Billy Joe came about. Oh, and then they're like, who the fuck are these people? But they've always been there. But they just became open again. Okay, they lay dormanted, and now they've reawakened. So going into even what we're experiencing now. This is why, you know, after 87, you start getting a lot of psychic networks. You start getting a lot of spiritual this and spiritual that and da 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 da, and pay $1,000 to come here and do this and do. And even going into a lot of these scholars out here, a lot of these Bobbin Hemmett's and Phil Valentines. You know, if you were to retrace their steps around that time, that's when they start coming out with their stuff, with their theories of spirituality and stuff, and rainbows and indigo children and star seeds and stuff. So like I said, you know, going into now, a lot of spirits are coming in very quick to get their stuff, to get what they need, and their gifts are there. So they're born already knowing what they're here for. They're learning how to walk at 5 months old. They're learning how to talk by 9 months old. They know right from wrong already. They look at, oh, that's not my mama. Even if it was a set of twins, that they would know, okay, that's my mom, that's not my mom. So these children are smarter. And even going into even why ADHD is so prominent. Because see, like I said, a lot of people are into the physical stuff, and that's definitely fine. But if you are claiming to be a spiritual person, but your approach is only physical, then we can't feel you all the way. So going into ADHD and autism, all these things always existed, but these are very, very serious issues after 87 to now. And even I think some people are misdiagnosed with that. I think a lot of people are, because these children are born bored. Okay, they need to be excited. Okay, can we talk about when they came out, you should have been reading to them. You know, when they came out, you should have been teaching them how to write their name, you know, before they put a juice can in their mouth. See how all this plays in? So these children were born more advanced, smarter, intelligent, and things got shut down. Even going into foods and stuff too. Because see, that race of people, you know, 1972 to 87 were the precursors to these beings. And like I said, people born after that, you know, we're supposed to be even stronger and wiser than that. So they're supposed to be taking over and redirecting. And I still have faith in them too. Redirecting government, redirecting medical. Because see, you could do your research on this. Okay. They have had so many advancements after 87. They have had so many discoveries, even going after the 2000s, even going after 2010. They've realized that we have organs in us that always been there, but they just appeared. You know, now they're realizing that we have more bones, and just, it's some crazy shit. But all this is spiritual, because, you know, we think we know it all, and we don't. We think that we know which race is better. We think that we know that what sexual orientation is better. And every time we think we got it right, the gods always say, bitch, you're nowhere near getting it. You're nowhere near getting it. So once again, going into that witch stuff, there's no way that if you were born a witch, okay, there's no way that you would wait until you're a grown woman, like fully grown. We're talking about like 60, 50, 40, hell, they say grown is 27, to get it right. If you're meant to be a god or a goddess, if that's who you are, if that's your calling, something would have triggered that a long time ago. You would have been out there with these hippie people. You know, if that's the case, you would have been doing that stuff, honey. You would have been out there researching that shit back then. You wouldn't have waited. And I'm speaking about those of you who are offering services, not you know, the customers, because obviously, you know, you're meant to come to someone like me to get the proper guidance to get where you need to get to. But we're talking about the people who are claiming that they're chosen, that they are God's gift to humanity, that God sent them here to heal people, God sent them here to do love spells for them. Because if that is the case, then you would have already had these keys within you and you needed someone or something to activate them. And I would think that you going through life on this planet would have activated them. I would think that your need for being different would be much greater than you wanting to copy the next person. And that would have been the key to activate you being this god or goddess. It wouldn't have took you to go to jail. It wouldn't have took you to try crack and sell crack. It wouldn't have took you to get into just crazy shit. It wouldn't have taken all of that. I can assure you that it wouldn't have taken all of that. So, like I said, that's where I stand with that. Everyone is not a witch. Everyone is not. And I think the ones who stress it even more than others, like, I'm a hereditary witch and da 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 da, then I'm looking at you kind of sideways. So if you're such a hereditary witch and it's in your blood, then what the fuck did your ancestors do for society? Because we can give public records about my ancestors and what they did. Public record documented all around America, all around, with names too. Not just me saying I'm a part of that culture. We're talking about giving names. Okay. As we talked about before, and I'm gonna talk about this very lightly and politely. I have an auntie that passed away, a great auntie. And I think I believe she's my grandfather's auntie. And I could be wrong, don't quote me on this, but she never had any children. And a lot of my great aunties, great aunties, they did not, for whatever reason. Okay. So they did not have children, but she was a very family person. She loved family. She was big on family, as a lot of my ancestors are, and they were. You know, they do family reunions every year, dedicated every year, and they've been doing family reunions every year since like 1950 something. Sooner than that too, but we're talking about 50 something nationally for everybody to come out. So going into this auntie, you know, because I told you my family, they have real estate and stuff. They're into real estate and all that. That generation of people. I don't know about the newer age people, but that real estate of people. They were very powerful and big in medicine and real estate. So I know that's where I get my business savvy from. Even going into what do you call it? On my dad's side as well, but on my mother's side, okay, her dad's side. So she passed away, you guys. And no one knew anything, right? She was one of the last ones to go, right? And when she died, she left a will. And the will said, all of my properties and personal possessions shall be divided by all of the descendants of blank and blank, which were my great grandparents. Okay. So y'all, this turned nasty because people didn't know about this. There was like money. We're talking about like money, like millions of money. Okay. And so many property, y'all, like all around America, Florida, New York, and see, in my mind, I'm like, how did these people travel there? You know, were they driving in wagons and shit? Because this is like my great great auntie, y'all, and I know when she passed away, she was at least like 90 something years old. So we're talking about like, girl, like, what was she driving in wagons and shit? But anyway, so make a long story short, do you guys know that this brought out the ugly in some of my family? And this is why a lot of us don't talk to nobody now. And this was just recent within the past 5 years, too. So she passed away. The money had to be divided by everybody, y'all. Like about maybe about a good 500 people. It had to be divided by them. And oh, girl, it got nasty. Money was being split, property was being split. People were like, well, that's my property. It wasn't left for you. So they had to keep going to court. And I'm just saying all that to say, you know, like I said, my family were very established. And it could be a lot of Masonic stuff. That's why it was there, because there are connections to that stuff and a whole bunch of other stuff, which I do not care to talk about. But like I said, my family has done some things for this country. They've built, okay? They've built and done some things. And not even just my American family, okay? My family from other parts of the world, okay? Going even into like Puerto Rico and stuff. You know, people don't understand that you need Puerto Rico more than Puerto Rico needs you, okay? Even going into that, because see, I think people get that twisted too. You know, people get that twisted too. You know, Puerto Rico has done more for America than the state of Alabama has done as far as money goes. Oh, we could talk about that. We can go into all that. So anybody who's American who fixed their mouth, or we'll say mainland American, that fixed their mouth to talk about anything, well, that's fucked up, and they got people out here hungry. They got black folks in America, and they over there feeding other country. Bitch, you damn right. You damn motherfucking right, bitch. You know how active Puerto Rico is compared to a lot of states in America or in the mainland? Like, bitch, you got it all the way fucked up. You damn right. They deserve every fucking penny and cents that they fucking get. Okay? You're damn fucking right. Okay? So like I said, my family has done a lot for this country. Okay? A lot for this country nationally. And like I said, I didn't know this stuff until I became an adult. But as a child and a teenager, I always had this higher voice saying, girl, don't do it. Girl, you're so much more. You're so much more than that, girl. You're so much more than getting high. You're so much more than fucking and sucking on everybody. You're so much more than all that. You're so much more. And I said, bitch, I am. Even going into me, you know, coming out and doing my thing and transitioning and stuff. Like a lot of people didn't even understand it. Not even the gay people. I think even to this day, the lesbians and gays and the bis don't really even understand what trans is. I think most trans don't even know. They're so confused about it. You know, that's why we got queer questioning and shit. We got LGBTQRQ, all this other bullshit, because I don't think they understand what it is. And like I said, coming out at that time too, like people were not really understanding it, and they made me feel strange, and they made me feel different, very different. And I know I'm different, but the species that I am is not different. Okay, it's not different. There are beings that exist like me, that have always existed like me, but being in this plane, they had me thinking that no, like, you're basic, you're an abomination, you're disgusting. There's no way that God accepts you. There's no way that God is into you. There's no way at all. And I believed that. And it made me very sad. It made me very depressed. But after it all was said and done, Spirit kept showing me, trust me when I tell you, this is what they're telling you. How would I say this? Don't let men be in your ear. Always have your ear to me. And that's what I got. That's what I got. And that's what got me past all the shit I got past. All the shit I got past, because I knew there was an answer, but I did not know how to find the answer. So Spirit blessed me with spiritual teachers. Spirit blessed me with people who are not even spiritual people teaching me spiritual lessons. I dated an atheist man before who was one of my most spiritual experiences. That out of all the guys I've ever met, and done anything with and had a relationship with, he's taught me more about spirituality than the ones who were God fearing and God loving. So all I'm saying is that we all come from something, and it's definitely beyond our comprehension at this point. But collectively, we're going to get there. More stuff is coming out, and even with distractions, those are going to come out too. So this is why I encourage you to like invest in yourself spiritually. The more you go into meditations, the more you go into seeking your spirits and your ancestors, the more stuff is going to be revealed to you, to where you're going to wake up saying, why am I smoking cannabis to get high when I could, put some anise seed and grapefruit and some other stuff together and get the exact same feeling? Or how about this? Better yet, why am I smoking weed to get high when I can go running on a treadmill and eat a superfood packed salad and get the exact same feeling because the dopamines and endorphins are being released? So that's what it comes down to. So, like I said, if you're a god or a goddess, act like it. If you want respect and you want to be this, that, bitch, act like it. Because I don't respect. No, I do. Never mind. I was going to say something just to be cute, but I won't do that. So anyway, like I said, I hope that you guys really do 2020 invest in yourself and spend time knowing your spirit, because that would be a very sad thing that you pass away and you not know who you are. And when I say know who you are, I mean know that you are the spirit that has that body. You're not the body that has that spirit. You're the spirit that has that body. That's what I mean by knowing who you are. Knowing that you're deeper than your dark skin or your light skin, or you're deeper than your penis and your vagina. You're much deeper than that. And that's what I love about a lot of these sci-fi movies that they come out with too, because I feel like they're sci-fac or sci-fi, like pho. There you go, sky pho. I think a lot of these cultures and civilizations, they had intimacy very differently. As we talk about the avatars, where people said when they connect their antennas, they would have intercourse and stuff. It's crazy how we live on this plane and we're all so different. We come from different places, even here. And we all want to be the same way. Oh, you got to walk this way, talk this way, act this way, speak this way, move this way. And if you don't, we don't want you to be around us. We cannot have you. We cannot tolerate you. And even going into people that want people to like them for who they are. You want us to embrace you for your uniqueness, whether that's how dark you are, how tall you are, how black you are, how white you are. But you can't accept people for their uniqueness. Instead, you make it a power thing, a power struggle. Well, I'm better than you because I'm straight. I'm better than you because I'm white. I'm better than you because I'm black. I'm better than you because this and that. And it's where you have it totally fucked up at. So learning who you are, I think, is the greatest gift that you can possibly offer yourself. Tracing that step back to say, who am I? Where I come from? And no, we're not talking about this earth. We're talking about beyond this. Where do you come from energetically? Do you where did you existed before this? What was your purpose of coming down here? Who was the first person from your spiritual clan to bring you to this plane? Because of course, somebody initiated this mission and you followed after them, right? And then even going into the next cycle, somebody's going to initiate that, and maybe it might be you, who knows? But someone initiated your spiritual tribe to get here, and you followed after that. So why, when, and how? Like, that's knowing who you are. That's understanding, am I a blue spirit? Am I a multicolored spirit? Do I come from Crab Nebula? Am I really a part of a binary star system? These are things that I would be asking myself. I mean, I ask myself that, but I'm saying, if I was you, getting to know that aspect of you, because then all the other shit won't matter to you. And even when you see people too, you would say, whoa, she must have came from a crazy journey. You meet a crackhead, and from our eyes, you're looking at this crackhead like, ooh, girl, you're on drugs. That's sad. Ooh. You automatically want to be judgmental to her because that's what society teaches you, to judge others. Okay. Yeah. So not knowing that spirit had a long journey, that spirit had a long fall down. And then you start to see that as that. That's it. You don't see it for anything else. Even when you meet people, you don't see it as a woman or a man or a black man, white man. You don't see it as that. You see it as this spirit is amazing. I love the way this spirit makes me feel. You're really nice. You know that? You're really sweet. Like then you will start to see things happen. But as I say, and I would always say this, back in 2007, LaToya Jackson had a song called Heal the World. It probably came out before then, but I heard it in 2007. I think I actually heard it in 2005, but 2007 I played it a lot. This world is really sick. And because the world is sick and it's dying out, everything within it has to go. It's like necrosis. Necrosis is dying of the tissue. Everything has to die out. And in this process, you're losing things that you thought were who you really are. But in fact, the real you is shining through all that. Because in the death process, as in Maleficent, when the phoenix rose from the ashes, the real who you are is beyond all that. So in the process of the world dying out, you're also starting to live something. And that's the beautiful part. But honestly, we're going through the ugly side. We're going through the transition, kind of like you having a permed hair and the perm grows out. We're going through that transition, and it's uncomfortable for people. It's uncomfortable for people who don't want the real them to come out. And it's uncomfortable for people, in my opinion, who are not ready for the real them to come out. So of course, let's keep it segregated. You know, I'm not a Christian, I'm not a Jew, I'm a spiritualist, which means I care about spirit, but I don't fuck with spirits that are into dating other races. How does that sound? Like, I really want to ask that question, and I'm gonna leave with that. If you are a spiritualist, which means you see what spirit do, I see you, right? Okay, you see spirit, because spirit has no gender or it has no race. If you're a spiritualist, how does it make sense that you're judging a spirit because the spirit is wanting to participate with another spirit that just so happen has a penis as well? Or the spirit is also wanting to deal with the spirit that just so happened to manifest as a white man this life. Like, how does that make sense? How does that make sense? Please make it make sense. How does that make sense? So once again, I think that's called a two-head talk. You're lukewarm. You don't know what you do. You talk about you're a spiritualist, but you see the physical and only this physical. Because, bitch, like I said, as a spiritualist, but you're going to fall in love with whoever, whatever, and however you want to. Whatever you feel connected to, that's what the fuck you're going to do. As a spiritualist, you feel, not think. As a spiritualist, you feel, not fucking think. As a physical person, you're gonna think. You're gonna definitely think. That's why people are like, I'm so confused nowadays because you don't know who's a man and who's a woman now. Well, that's where you go for thinking. If you felt, you'll know exactly what you're looking at. You will know exactly what you're feeling because you felt it. Looking at it, you're gonna say, yeah, oh, I don't know. Is that a chihuahua or a mini pincher? Yeah, because you're looking with your fucking eyes and your eyes will deceive you. But feeling is a whole nother picture. It takes you to a whole nother arena. Just something to think about. Okay, come on in here. See you later, Larry. Port of Riches. Come on in here. I know that's right, Rico. I'm sorry. I know that's right, Larry. They want it. That's like even in Morena Boricua. I know that's right, honey. Yes, honey. Boriqueña. Come on in here. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Larry. And I hope you and your brother are well. And I hope that you guys celebrate this new moon. This new moon has been fabulous, honey. Happy new moon in Aquarius. Come on in here. Happy Lunar New Year. And of course, I want to say thank you to my supporters. I want to say thank you to those of you who send over donations. And you know, I'm very appreciative. Like I'm just God, you know, I just say sometimes like, God, you know, what did I do to deserve this? this type of blissful life. They say don't question God though, so I try not to question too much. But I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. So, and then of course, like I said, those of you who get casework and stuff as well, I'm very appreciative. Classes and all the good stuff. Thank you for allowing me to do what I love doing, helping others. Thank you for allowing me to do what I do, love doing, teaching others. Thank you for allowing me to do what I do, being with others. Thank you so much. Very appreciative. And like I said, this year, there's a lot that I'm going to be doing with you all because I want you guys, those who want to, because you can't lead it, you can't beat a dead horse, and you can't lead a dead horse to drink water. So I want to try to open up some teas for my people, my spiritual people. And so we're going to leave it at that. So like I said, February the 5th, the last opportunity to join the Blue Light Special, Blue Light Activation. My brain is shut down, honey. And yeah, honey. Yes, honey. Very good. Thanks. I'm heading to McDonald's right now. It's over 24 hours to buy my apartment. I know that's how I eat it, honey. I was on the streets of Miami, Florida to guard the Pontiff. I know that's right. In 1987, Pope John Paul II came to Miami, Florida. Come on in here, Larry. I know that's right. Larry, come on too. Al, I was in Fort Leonard Wood Mole for basic combat training, advanced individual training. Come on in here, Larry. That was a good year, honey. And we appreciate you, Larry, for doing your services, honey, for joining and wanting to make a change. I always tell people, I think that people, military, law enforcement, because see, y'all not going to make me think that people are bad because they do those positions or those professions. Y'all, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, honey. I'm not doing it, honey. There is some nasty that comes with great power. And as we know, in all levels, including the churches and stuff. But like I said, those people, they definitely joined that because they wanted to help. They wanted to help. They wanted to help. And like I said, my house, my hat and bra off to my wig off and bra off to all the firemen and police officers and office women out there, because we got firewomen too, and fire and police women. And military men and military women. My hats off and bras off to you ladies and gentlemen who risk your life and risk your sanity, most importantly, for the betterment or the advancement of the worldwide, or the world, I was going to say worldwide world, but the whole wide world. We're so appreciative of you, and we ask that the spirits continue to guide you and help you along the way, all the way. And of course, we got to pay our respects to those who have passed on, firefighters, police officers, and in military personnel, Navy SEALs, all of them good people. There's so many branches, and rest easy. And so anyway, like I said, y'all, thank you so much for stopping by here this morning. And for those of you who catch the replay, something totally different. But still, whatever time of day you're catching it at, love and light. Thank you all so much for all that you do. And like I said, you guys will see me in the next video. I promise, okay? We will have the next video, and I will actually be doing what I want to do, okay? I promise, okay? Let me stop promising. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try my very best to do it, okay? Fuck, man, I'm trying, okay? Okay? So anyway, I'm excited, you guys, and like I said, thank you. And if you missed it, because I did say that something very serious that I wanted to share with you all, is the fact is that I've been investing in my profession. Hypnotherapy school. That's what we're doing right now, girl. We're in hypnotherapy school. Okay, I'm in my second half. Altogether, there's about 6 halves, right? I believe about 6 halves in total. We're going to keep it at that. 6 halves in total. I'm in my second half. And the basic stuff you learn is definitely there. So once I'm fully ready, I will definitely let you guys know. And girl, like I said, it's all for in person. Girl, internet is cute, but we want to keep some stuff in person too. Anyway, bye everybody. Love and light. Thank you all, Larry and Lady Titicaca. Bye.